welcome to Tironan's Unfriendly Skies. Today we have the Kawasaki KI 102, and not to be confused with the Kawasaki that gives you motorcycles today. It has changed management long since. Okay, so the historical parts of this that you need to know about are as follows. This was a follow-on to the KI 45 Toru Dragon, which is a very successful aircraft for them. And the KI 102 followed in that tradition with some uprated engines, a revised wing and fuselage. Gave it a speed of about 360 miles an hour, maximum range of about 1,200 miles, and a combat radius of 600 miles. It could carry two 550-pound, 250-kilogram bombs. It normally carried a 57-millimeter, 220-millimeter, and a 12.7 millimeter machine gun for the tail gunner. This aircraft was built. There were heavy fighters. There are 26 examples. The rest of them were really built as ground attack aircraft, and they're kind of kept in reserve. They had a first generation air to ground guided weapon, and they were going to use that for the invasion of Japan, which was imminent, by the way. It's a piece of history that we kind of all forget about. But Operation Downfall was in full swing. Had the Japanese government not surrendered after the bombs and the imminent threat of a Soviet invasion, there was going to be an Operation Downfall and two-phase operation. Long story made short, you would have been looking at 500,000 Allied ground troops from the British Commonwealth, including Australia, and the loss of life would have been horrendous. So, all in all, I'm glad the war ended when it ended. I wish it ended the day it started, but that's neither here nor there. If anybody ever wants to talk to you about it being a just war or a good war, it's at us raw a bone with me. The Pacific War in particular was a war that the U.S. and Japan really operated with all the barbarity that happened on between the Nazis and the Russians, Soviet Union at that time. And if you think it was any different, I have relatives that fought in the Pacific War were more than willing to tell me they would not take prisoners at all, ever, under any circumstance. There are reasons for it. My humble opinion, does it make it excusable? No. Sorry, but I just don't. Okay, so that being said, enough of that crap. This is a good plane, and a lot of it comes down to what it can actually do in Tier 6. Well, it's got a 440 DPS from its combination of the 57 millimeter and the 220s, which give it some sustain on the back end. When your 57 millimeter is going to give you the obligatory few shots and then going to overheat, well, you still get your 20 millimeter. It's relatively nimble. 12.3, 360 turn time, which makes it pretty darn nice. Reason I'm flying it today? Well, I'm within about 36,000 points of upgrading to the KI 93, and I thought that'd be nice to show you for today. And that being said, I also wanted to make sure that I got the my dailies. I've got 3 dailies that I've got to knock out, and I've gotten the top tier and the bottom tier filled out now, and I have to do the minors, so it makes me go play this, and it's a good plane for me to play. So we'll get to see a chance on how it actually performs in battle. I'll spoil it a little bit for you in saying that I got 10 kills with it. Not terrible. And for heavy fighters, used correctly, that's a bit of overkill because you're normally chasing down bombers and other heavy fighters that are moving pretty quick. In this case, I got to use it a little bit for ground pounding because one of the things that will come up during this flight is the fact that we've got a requirement here that I had to kill 3 AA guns and then finish up the heavy fighter assignment for the reconnaissance mission. Now these aren't big deals, but from the standpoint of, it gives you some extra gold, which is never a bad thing, and it gives you some extra tokens, which is always a good thing, especially since I've still got my Viper I'm working on. So, all around, good reason to do it, and it's not an aircraft I've shown a whole lot. Alright, we'll get straight to it. And I haven't gone insane. The reason that I'm doing this is because I am going to take out a few planes. I've got some support here. Normally, except for a single pass, I would not bother ever turning around. I would come in at high speed and then make a high-speed exit. But as you can see, it's not terrible at the maneuvering game. You'd think it'd be a whole lot worse than what it is. It's not. Now, there's not a single-engine fighter out there that's not going to outturn you, but for what I'm intending here, not bad. I want to show a couple of things I'm doing here. I'm showing the dropping the bombs. Let's capture the airfield here. I want to show off its capabilities as being able to use its guns for killing here. The ground targets. Alright, just move it right back. Now, its primary job is not ground attack, despite the fact that most of the variants were ground attack aircraft. So you're not going to get a fast reload time or anything else, but it gives some idea of the versatility of the aircraft, which, quite frankly, compared to a lot of them, pretty darn good. Now, in Tier 6, you're still going to run across Beaufighters, and they are kind of helpless against you. You're also going to run across Spitfires, which are kind of your bane. And a P-51 can chase you down and kill you at any altitude. Used correctly. But you're certainly competitive with and against P-38s, other heavy fighters, no problem at all. You have no problems with bombs whatsoever. Well, there's a Beaufighter.
The enemy is launching rockets at us from the military base. Take action.
And we're under attack from a Spitfire. This is a waste of your time to try to do anything with it. I'm just relying on the tail gunner to do what he can. Obviously, not much. You're giving up about 4 seconds of turn time here, which is not great. And that's endemic of all heavy fighters. Once you get a single engine fighter on your tail, you better hope that you got some means of self-defense. Or that you're extremely quick. Sometimes you can outrun Spitfires, you're not going to outrun P-51. Okay, so there's a KI-45. But the problem is I've got a bomber over here I really need to pay attention to. There's two of us paying attention to this guy. He's taken care of. We can come back for the KI-45. He's after our bullfighters. Just waiting for him to get in range. And that takes care of that. JU-88P coming in. Now we'll hit flaps here, and you've got to plan for your pullout. Aircraft before I have to pull out. That was closer than I liked, but we got the job done. There's another AA field, so I have not lost my mind. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to fulfill the various things that he has for me. And then we'll move off at high speed. Let the guy have it with the 50 cal. And he's just taking an air base from us. I'd like to make sure he has to think about it. Now we're pulling out of the area for the air base. That takes care of that. Got some help there from the Yak 9. These guys are fighting hard throughout the engagement. Actually did kill that aircraft with some assistance. And we have your Hawk-Wolf 190A-5 ground attack variant there. But the JU-88P is of far more interest to me. He knows he did attempt to ram. Gotta watch those bots. Okay, they've just taken the center garrison from us. We need to get it back. Nicely done, and we'll turn to see what we can do next. Attracted lots of unwelcome attention, even though that is in fact the end of I'm destroyed and can't participate in the game anymore, which would be unfortunate, except we're about 4 seconds away from ending the game. So I hung in long enough to affect it. Came in with a handy number 1 on my side, and we won. Even better. And we'll just wait to see what we get. Okay, so we got the knocking out the 3 AA guns. Got some fire extinguishers out of that. Heavyweight master, got that. 100 gold, never a bad deal. Number 1, all sorts of little goodies there. 10 targets destroyed. 4 assists. Heavyweight master completed. AA guns completed. And we've made progress on all 3 of the dailies I need to get done. So, all in all, pretty good. Alright folks, I want to thank you. I want to remind you, by the way, Endover did a heck of a job on his side with his 190. I want to congratulate him. Please remember to like the video and to subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. And you all have a great day out there.